information is expressed for the following program. If you are easily triggered or offended, please exercise caution while viewing this program, because the hosts really don't care. Warning, this show is not for children, and not for coworkers either.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to the show. It is Wednesday, August the 3rd, and this is the best day that has ever existed. And this is going to be your best day ever. It's my best day. It's Eek's best day. I'm JJ, that's Eek, and every morning we meet at 6:30 in the morning, and we drink coffee, and we talk about the news, politics, media, social media, werewolves, UFOs, liars, and liars. And we have a best time.
Eek, ook, ook, ah, ah. That means I love you. You remember that song from the Jetsons? From the Jetsons cartoon?
Eek. That's from the Jetsons?
Ook, ah, ah. That means
I know this song,
love you.
I didn't know it was from the Jetsons.
Yeah, I think it's from the Jetsons. I'll have to look that up. I'll add that to our playlist one day.
That is eep, op, oop, ah, ah.
I think that's it. Yeah, I think that's it.
It's a P at the end and not a K.
No, it's not a K, but you were saying Eek, and that's what it reminded me of. I was like,
well, it's literally written right there. You have it written right there.
No, you just had JJ, and I was like, okay, I'm not Deke, I'm Eek.
Look, it's Wednesday. I'm feeling a little casual. We don't need to put the W on the back end of it. So I was.
Well, I'm a little.
Hold on. I'm getting correction from the production.
Yeah.
It's not Wednesday. I'm totally wrong.
You are totally wrong.
Just in case you're wondering, this is not a news show.
That's why we pay our production assistants the big bucks. Our producer.
Okay. Today's Thursday, August 3rd. Morning, everybody. We're getting to the end of the week. I'm glad you're here with your two dads. Okay. What's up, Deke? How are you doing?
Hey, I'm good. I have not put these, so I'm going to talk and do this at the same time. Let me tell you, that little thing that happened on the road is still messing me up quite a bit, man.
I know, dude. I've been thinking about that too.
So they still have not caught the person that hit the little girl. If you don't know what I'm talking about, the other morning I passed by this girl walking on the road. It was really, really dark, and she was walking when I was almost to work. And the immediate thought that went through my mind was, oh my God, this girl's going to get hit and killed. You can't see her. And she got hit and killed a little later that morning. 15 minutes after I saw her, like 15 minutes.
It didn't minutes. That long, because she didn't get very far.
And it was just that, I mean, the fact that she was 18, she was, but it's just messed me up. I can't get it out of my mind. It's always there in my mind. And random citizens, the place she worked for, and some citizens around town have offered. There's the rewards up to $30,000 to capture this hit and run person for information leading to the arrest and conviction of this person that hit and run killed this girl. And there's more details coming out about it. They don't think the first. I don't know. It's just.
Have you mentioned it on the air? As
absolutely. No, I haven't said that I have.
Obviously not that, no. but like, are you promoting the capture of this?
Yeah. That's my first. I make that my first news story.
I don't want to put anything on you at all. But I am curious and I'm concerned, because I imagine that kind of event would be like kind of traumatic to you for you to kind of keep kind of replaying that same 30 seconds.
It was just because I went through there and saw her and had that feeling and that thought, like 10 minutes before she got hit. I was like, oh my God, you couldn't see her. She's going to get hit and she's going to get killed. And it's just that thing. When I drove through there again this morning, I went through yesterday morning. There were still cops out there like patrolling and sitting there at the spot. And I went through there this morning. There was another cop sitting there and whatnot. And I thought to myself as I went through there this morning, because I thought about it, I was like, I'm just going to go the other way tomorrow. I'm not going to take this way that I always take. There's another way in. It takes like 2 or 3 extra minutes to go that way. Right. Another way. I think I'm going to take that way. because I don't. But it's I don't know. It's just messing with my head a little bit.
Yeah, definitely driving by the physical place. Your memories, we talk about this kind of stuff kind of a lot too, especially how your brain is wired to like create memories and stuff. You create memories not just like of the thing that happened, but like all of the things associated. Oh, I'm sorry. So all
Yeah.
of the things associated with it.
Yeah.
So like it could be the aroma. If you were
Yes,
drinking a
smells a
particular
big
coffee,
smells a big
yeah,
memory. Yeah.
and your physical proximity to the place, because in your mind you kind of geolocate yourself. You know where you're at, where you're sitting, where your hands are on your wheel or whatever. So passing through there, I mean, every time you drive through there, it's going to trigger that. It's going to rewrite that memory for you as you think about it. Did you talk to the police yourself and kind of
I called and gave them my statement and everything that I knew.
yeah,
And they said if they needed anything else that they would contact me. And I
I
told them, use this number. I'm at the radio station. They know I'm just down the
right.
road from the police station.
Uh, I know that you said that you were driving down the road and you saw her, and you saw somebody swerve, miss her, and then you drove past and you saw her, and then you saw some other lights.
As
Did
I was
anybody
getting
else pass you?
so about 200 yards past where she was is a four-way stop. It kind of goes down a hill a little bit, a
Yeah,
slight incline, and goes to a four-way stop. And straight, and I turn left at the four-way stop. Left goes into the little bitty town.
right.
And I go left to get to the radio station. If you go straight, it kind of goes out toward the river, but that's where the chemical complex, that's where the multi-billion-dollar chemical complex is back there, and that's where a multitude of plant workers work. A
Yeah,
multitude
right.
of plant workers
Wow.
work. And there's also a little bitty smaller community back there. And I saw some cars coming, and I can tell you that there were at least 3, and they did not have their white halogen lights. They were normal, yellowy, normal old school lights, not the new ones.
Right.
I clearly remember that. And the car coming at me that swerved to dodge her when she was walking in the road did not have halogen lights either, because those
Oh,
halogen lights blind the shit out of me.
you said yesterday that the cops were kind of sitting at the site. They might have
Yeah,
been doing work, or they might not have been.
yeah, they still
They
might have been
they
investigating.
they could have been just sitting at the site watching who passed.
That's what I
And
said to the lady yesterday that came in here,
yeah,
one of the girls that came in here, we were talking about it, and I said, "No, I
man,
passed by cops this morning about 5 something," so I said, "About the same time, because I come right through there."
that
And,
is
"Ooh, I wonder what they were doing." I was like, "If it was me, I'd be sitting there just to look and,"
see who drives by.
I wouldn't have made myself known. I'd have parked over there somewhere in I would have seen if I could park in somebody's driveway and just sit and watch and just make them. But there's cameras that are at the end, and one of my good friends has a computer business at the very end down there, like not very far from where she got hit. And he's got
Yeah,
a camera on the outside of his building. And
yeah.
he's already turned, and they even put it, I think they put that footage on Facebook, and they were like, "Does
Ooh,
anybody
man.
recognize anything?"
Look, the person that hit her probably didn't know what happened until it happened and got scared. And
I've got my
is
own theory. I've got my own theory.
yeah,
Okay. So if you're not from the country, the good old boys in the country can drink beer, right? And they can drink a six pack and might not even have a buzz, right? Because they
right,
drink beer all
yeah,
the time. So my theory is a good old boy got off work over here at 5 o'clock in the morning, and he reached, because he'd been up all night, and he's going home, and he reached in the back of his truck and he got him a beer out of his cooler, and he had a beer in between
yeah,
his legs, and he had drank about half of it. He wasn't
yeah,
drunk. He was nowhere near drunk, but
right,
he had a beer in his legs, and he hit her, and he knew what happened, and he knew that he probably had something else going on, and he would lose his job, go to jail,
yep,
do this,
yep,
do this, do
yeah,
this, and he wasn't even drunk. All he had was a beer because he was leaving work and he had a bad day. That's my theory. That's
yeah.
my
That's
theory.
probably that's a pretty good theory. And they should
Mhm.
be running down everybody at that plant.
Yeah.
I mean,
But they said that there's like 7 plants over there, and there's thousands of people that work over there, so there's no
so it's going to
telling.
take a little while.
Yeah,
And
but
plus the
they
footage.
said there were pieces of the car on the road still, and I thought,
Oh,
"Oh, well, they'll figure that shit out." post
Yeah.
that shit on the internet, and somebody will be
Yep.
like, "Oh, that's from a Honda Accord. I work on 1986 Honda
Yeah,
Accords." That's what the
exactly,
fuck that
right?
is.
Yeah.
You will
You
find
just
that
gotta
that's a
crowdsource
light
information
piece
a
from
little
a
bit.
Honda Accord. Yeah, post that shit on the internet.
And it's helping that you're making kind of a publicity,
Trying to.
buzz about it, and you're
Uh,
motivated. So I hope that gets resolved. Okay, let's do music. I'm sorry.
can you do something real quick here and
Oh,
give me
sure.
1 minute?
Absolutely. You know
Give
what I
me
can
1
do?
minute.
I can say, "Good morning, Richter. Good morning, Dave. How are you guys doing? We're glad you're back." And hopefully, our little English friend is hanging out. Maybe, maybe not. I don't know. Yeah. Last couple of days, I've been trying to clear like Act 6.3 in the contest, and Z has been giving me some good help. She's been saying, "Oh, do this lane and here, use these champs." And so I take her, suggestions or whatever, and then I, like do it like a bunch of times, and I may have to swap something out and tune it out. But she's been very helpful. Well, this morning, just before the show, she wandered into our server, and I was like, "Oh, hello," and I'm not responsible if you're offended. So welcome, welcome to our Fun Slinger server. Okay. All right.
Oh, sweet. Oh, okay. They've come over to our server now.
Yes, Dave. Yes, Dave. It is Thursday. I stand corrected. Hey, I had an idea. We've been talking, kind of thinking about how next week's going to go because my girls start school next week.
Yeah.
And we got AI news.
No, I'm trying to hit the.
Oh, this song of the day. It's right
It's
there.
not coming up on my end.
It's up. It's up there. Anyway, I'll pitch it to you later in the show. Okay, let's do music.
Okay, you'll have to fix that because I don't know if
it's up right now. It's good.
Okay,
We're good.
mine don't show it. I'm gonna hit this and see if it. Oh, there it goes. Okay.
Yeah, surprise rumbles. Weird.
Our song today is a song by a band that I discovered not that long ago. I was looking through some recommendations because I was listening to some jam band stuff, and the algorithm was like, "Hey, maybe you like this." And this is why I love the algorithm for music, is because it will give you crap like this. It's like, do you like Fish? Then you may like Elephant Revival. So I was like, cool. Actually, I
That is a
wasn't
cool
listening.
name.
Alex, yeah, I know. That's why I was like it. That's why I initially listened to it, because of the name of the song and the name of the band, Elephant Revival, "Sing to the Mountain." I was like, ooh, that's got to be a cool song. Actually, I was looking up bluegrass stuff, is what I was doing, and Spotify was like, "Here's your bluegrass mix for the day." I was like, okay, well, let me look down and see if there's anything cool in this bluegrass mix because I play some bluegrass on the show, and it said Elephant Revival, "Sing to the Mountain." I was like, ooh, that sounds cool. I want to listen to them, and I listened to this song, and I was like, whoa, this song's badass. And I played it on the radio, and I've played it on the radio actually twice. I love this freaking song. I love this band. I was talking to a hippie friend of mine, a hippie dad friend of mine, who's a band dad, and he knows that I'm an old hippie too. And he was like, "Hey man, blah 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 blah," and he was telling me these two new guys. There's a band called. Next week I'm going to introduce you to some new bands I'm listening to that he introduced me to. Pretty cool.
What's that style of? Is that banjo or guitar? Somebody picking a guitar?
There's a banjo maybe in there and a guitar.
Man.
Yeah, this is folk music.
You put a banjo
folk.
in a band, and start like this, and I'm already like, oh, I'm in. Let's do this.
Yeah,
you'll love this.
You'll like next week and whatnot. You'll like this stuff next week because this. I like all types of music. I love all types of music.
Oh, dude,
this is my preferred. If you said, hey, you can only pick one type of music, one genre of music to listen to for the rest of your life, it would be this. It would be this folky jam.
I would go with this.
Type
you know
music.
why? Because you don't need an amplifier. You don't need electricity for this shit.
It's
you just get out on your porch with your family and just
it's very moving, emotional.
Yes.
It's great. So Elephant Revival, I'm loving this band. And then that's what I was going to say. I mentioned to my hippie buddy dad, he was recommending. I was like, dude, I just found this band called Elephant Revival, and he was like, oh, I love them. I saw them live. I was like, oh my god. If you will Google or if you will go to YouTube and look up Elephant Revival, there's some sweet freaking live stuff. Have a Cigar by Pink Floyd. They do a version of Have a Cigar by Pink Floyd, and they do a version of a Tool song called Schism that's flipping awesome.
Man.
Flipping awesome. I'm actually going to put that. I'm going to drop that in the thing.
You got me sold on all of this. Just stop saying hippie. Because you keep selling it with hippie, I'm gonna be like, I don't know about a hippie. I'm not doing hippie.
I mean, it's folk. Hippie is another word. I mean, that's what it was called in the 60s. Now it's folk.
Yeah.
You know,
I like
whatever.
folk better. Folk works for me.
It's the same thing.
Yeah, I know, but I guess I'm prejudiced or something.
John Denver was hippie on the classic rock station, and he's folk on the classic country station. So there you go. It's all about rewording things.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll just
so there you go.
All right, love that. That's good. I mean, this is good stuff. You know, sometimes you play stuff and I'm like, okay, Deke, I love you. But this is like, oh my God, this is good. Okay, this might change my day.
I'm glad you said that, because that shit you posted in there, that Phil and Bass or whatever that is.
You didn't like Pete and Bass?
Oh my God. I was listening to that, and that's exactly what I thought. I was like, JJ actually said he listened to this stuff for fun. Like
oh my God, it's hilarious.
And not only that, I was like, I love you, but I don't like.
I got a coworker that is from the UK. He's been here like 25, 30 years or whatever. When I went into the office, I was like, him and I don't get along all that well all the time. But you know, I try to be polite. And anyway, I went in to work the other day, and I was like, hey man, I was just like tooling around on YouTube, and I found something you might be interested in. So give Pete and Bass a listen. And then I just kind of like walked off, and he came into my office like 2 or 3 hours later. And he was like, where did you find this? And I was like, oh, I've been listening to like history of hip hop and all kinds of stuff like that. And I guess the YouTube feed decided that I like gangster rap and
gangster rap by old British and Irish men.
Hilarious, dude. It's so funny. But this is legitimately good.
Our sense of humor is
radically different. Like the juxtaposition of old, and the thing is, like, I'm like, you know, a few more years, and I can kind of see myself right there with those guys.
I want to see you. Yes, if you start hardcore gangster rapping in your 60s, I will support you 100%.
That is not rap. Is not a skill set that I have at all, and I wish that it was, because it would be so fun to. But you know. It's not. It's just not. It's not. I don't know. Hey, I don't even know how you acquire rap.
Why don't you try to freestyle right now? Let me give you a beat.
No. Not
Come on, freestyle for us.
Okay. Oh, you know, song segment's over, Deke. Today's episode, ladies and gentlemen, Coca-Cola's coffee brand promotes mutilation of girls. Yeah.
I did not read your title, and I'm just reading it for the first time. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
I'm curious about this now.
Yeah. So Coca-Cola is not just a company that sells soft drinks to ruin your teeth and destroy your life. They also sell coffee. And, you know, coffee's generally good. It's almost the best thing for you. But Coca-Cola's coffee brand. Okay, so we got a 2-part story here.
Okay.
Here from Breitbart.news. What the hell? Breitbart.news. Breitbart.com. Coca-Cola's coffee chain faces boycott over a trans cartoon with cut off breasts. So they have a mural or an ad or something like that. And if you can, I don't know if you can even see this too well. Let me zoom. Look at this. This is a photo from the inset of the ad. And they have a trans man, which is a female pretending to be a man, who has scars from a double mastectomy. And this character is drinking coffee like, oh, this is cool and normal. This is cool and normal. Coca-Cola owned Costa Coffee is facing a boycott in Britain over a promotional cartoon depicting a transgender person with surgically removed breasts drinking its coffee. The top coffee house chain in the UK has sparked outrage over an advert that's been accused of supporting mutilation of healthy young girls after an advertisement depicting a blue-haired surfer that appears to be a cartoon rep of a double mastectomy drinking coffee.
Wait a second.
Yeah.
Show the logo again. Where's the logo?
It's not the logo. It's from an advertisement. Do you see this? It may be blurry to you.
I want to see a bigger. What is that? It's called Costa Coffee.
Costa Coffee, yeah. And this was like painted on the side of a bus, I guess. I don't know. It kind of looks like a bus with the ripples on the side of it.
I want to see this. I want to see a bigger picture of this, because from that little tiny picture you're showing me now.
Can I bigonate it? Look, can you see this?
Yeah, I can see it.
Okay.
This,
Oh, okay. I'm seeing
yeah,
it now from the little. I was like,
yeah, yeah,
from
yeah.
what I
It was
saw,
pretty
I was
small.
like, ah, it doesn't look like anything but a dude to me. But I see these stitches
Yep.
down
Yeah,
there now.
you got
Oh,
scar
I see the
stitches.
nipples and the scar. I
Yep.
see the nipples too. What's
Yeah.
supposed to be nipples? Because if it was just a line and a line, I would have thought that that was supposed to
Right.
represent the underside of a pec,
Yep.
what it was
Yep.
supposed to be, the
Right.
underside of a
Absolutely.
pectoral muscle, and the dude's got big lips or he's drinking coffee and it was not a big deal. But
Yep.
now that, yeah, I see the scarring, I see the nipples, and then I see the part of the head that's supposed to represent the
And look at
lesbian
that.
shaved head.
Yeah, shape. Oh, that's a good point. I didn't even see that. You got the
That's supposed
shaved
the
head.
shaved
You got
head.
the blue hair. You got the exaggerated lips because you might cut your boobs off, but still female. Still got girl lips. Uh, so
Yeah.
so
Okay.
it's like,
Well,
oh, what's the big deal?
hey,
People, whatever. Well, how about you're walking past this place with your little 4-year-old girl who's drinking in the world?
then
You know?
you turn it into a teachable experience is the only thing that we can do
Yeah,
as parents anymore,
yeah,
is because this shit's everywhere and you're not going to
absolutely.
get away with it or get away from it, and no matter how much we scream and bitch, they don't care, they're still going to do it. So we as parents don't need to show our children that we can easily lose our cool and scream and slobber and teach our children that
Right,
that is okay, because the children watch us do that and then they
right.
think that's okay because our parents did it. No, we turn it into a
Oh
teachable
no,
moment to where
yeah,
we're teaching our children this is what we believe, this is how we believe in in our family. This is what I tell my kids all the time. This is what we believe about this specific thing in history. You are going to learn different things in your classroom about this. You're not going to learn everything that you're being told. Okay. Answer the
right.
questions like your teacher says, answer the questions on the test so that you'll make the 100, and come home and we'll have a discussion about any other questions or anything that you ask. If the kids call you a
Absolutely.
racist because you talk about a battle flag or something like that, come home and we will talk about it, because most people are ignorant and most people made a C in history class. Okay. So
Yeah. Well, I
we
mean,
as
like
parents need to learn to turn things into teachable moments instead of teaching our
my
children to
kids,
scream and yell.
nobody's talking about screaming and yelling.
I know. I'm not saying I'm you, but
My kids are 4 and 5, about to be 5 and 6, and I can see us, walking around town, going somewhere, and everywhere they look, I mean, like everywhere they look, they see stuff, and they absorb that information. They don't always talk to me about it. They drink it in, and then sometimes they'll talk to me about it, and then sometimes it'll be later. It'll be like, "Daddy, why was this?" And
yep, yep.
I got to explain that, and I'm gonna have to deal with this kind of stuff.
Oh
I
yeah,
don't
you
want
are.
to, and
I've already
I
had
don't
to.
want the, I don't want them to be confused right now. Right? They should just be kids and be playing. And my kids shouldn't have to see this. And in the UK, some parents feel that same way too. So they're talking to this company, and they're making a little bit of a stink about it on the internet, so that maybe these, and I don't know if in the year of Bud Light losing like $30 billion, why would you keep doing this stuff? It makes no sense.
I don't know.
So whatever,
I
whatever.
mean, I
Coca
completely
Cola.
understand, because my children
Thank you for buying
have
Coke anyway.
different opinions than me and Ashley have on certain
Yeah,
things that we have tried to instill these opinions or our feelings about these subjects to our children, but our children have been jaded to other things in
yeah,
society, that now our children have society's view on things, and we're trying to say, well, that's one way to look at it. We look at it this way, blah, blah, blah. And it's hard for them to, well, how come everybody else is said, and we have to have these adult conversations with our
yeah.
kids about these subjects now, and that my
Right.
parents never had these freaking conversations with
No
me.
way, man. No.
Never,
None
never.
of this stuff. It was an issue when I was a kid. It was like, how am I going to get to my next paycheck? And, like, how do we keep the
Yeah.
lights on and the phone bill paid?
Exactly. My mom was like, Andrew, you do not have a curfew, but you have to be at work at 7:30 in the morning.
Right.
And if you're not at work, she would make me think through things. My mom was the type of person that would say, Andrew, that pan on the stove is hot because the stove is on and it's heating up the metal and it's hot. If you touch it, you're going to burn your hand. It's going to cause a scar. It's going to cause a blister. It's going to hurt. She would make me think of all the consequences of doing things before I actually done it. And it's really helped me out in life, is because I'm the devil's advocate. I'm the one that's like, wait a minute.
Would you say that you're an impulsive person?
No, not
by nature and not by training.
No, not by nature or training. By nature, I'm kind of impulsive, but by training, I'm not.
So this one's up a little early. Oh, good morning. I'm about to send you back to your room because you're up too early, but Deacon says hi.
Hi.
What are you up for? Why are you up?
Who's that?
Oh, who is that? Who is this?
Periquito Azul.
Periquito Azul?
Yeah.
Oh, yes. I know.
Yeah.
Why
you want you know what? You got that as a prize, didn't you?
Yeah.
Why did you get that as a prize?
Because the whole family sold the most coffee.
We sold the most coffee for your school last year.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Daddy was talking about that coffee to me.
Yeah. We sold it the most in the whole school. We sold it to everybody.
That's awesome. Well, I like Periquito.
Yeah. Azul. Deacon says he likes Periquito Azul. All right. It's about 30 minutes till you can get up. So why don't you go on back to your room? You can read a book if you want. Close that door. She didn't close the door. She didn't do that.
You're so pretty. You got pretty girls.
Oh, she did. She did close the door. Yes, I do. All right. I had to send her out of here.
And those, I mean, you're right. I mean, she, when y'all go out, she's seeing things and she's absorbing it and she's got questions in her mind. And she might not ever ask you, or she might not, it'll be later on and she'll be like, Daddy, how come that woman today, blah, 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 blah. You know, because she's been thinking on it all day. You know,
it's not even pictures and signs and stuff. About 2 weeks ago, we were at a bookstore that I have been going to pick up comics and stuff and take through their comic bins or whatever. And while we were there, the whole family, there was some probably 17-year-old dude with his boyfriend, and this guy was walking around in a dress. So, you know, whatever. And I was like, no, I didn't. But I was like, hey, stay here with me, honey, and let's just look at these books. And I was like, please don't notice those two weirdos, because then I'm going to have to. And not only am I going to have to do that, I'm going to have to be like, I was alert the entire time. I was like, if my kids need to use the bathroom, then I'm about to have to confront some dude and be like, bro, get out of here.
Dude, every time we went to Walmart, every single time me and Maggie went to Walmart when she was little, and we went to the toy section, it was inevitable. Like 2 minutes into the toy section, Daddy, I got to pee. Every single time, Daddy, I gotta pee. Daddy, I gotta pee. Every time. And she would get so excited being in the toys, I guess. So I used to take her we would go into the boys' bathroom. We go to the handicap stall, and I let her
go to the stall.
And then she got big enough to where she didn't want to go to the boys' bathroom anymore. She wanted to go to the girls' bathroom. And that's who was me? At. Don't think that I wasn't standing.
Oh, for sure.
A fucking sentinel, you know? All right.
Yeah. And my kid's in there. So listen, dude, you can listen, lady, you can take your penis and go in that bathroom and go over
Costa, there. The only thing that we can do is use it as a teachable moment for our kids and teach everybody else that Costa Coffee is the one. Costa Coffee.
Yeah. Costa Coffee. That's a UK brand owned by Coca-Cola.
Oh, okay. Well, if it's a UK brand, then we're not even going to have to.
That's the coffee brand. The coffee brand's owned by Coca-Cola.
Well, I don't drink Coca-Cola anyway. Well, Coca-Cola owns almost everything, so it doesn't matter.
Right. Okay. So I got another one here. This is related. Okay. This is in this story is kind of posted in the wake of another story. You know about MAID for Canada, right? MAID, Medical Assistance in Dying. You know, they passed a law a couple years ago.
Yeah, the Kevorkian type thing. Yeah.
Yeah. So in Canada, like if you're like, you got like a bad cough or a headache or something like that, you would think, hey, I'm going to call, because we got socialized medicine in Canada. I'm going to call the doctor, get an appointment, get some help. Well, sometimes they're like, we're booked up. Would you be interested in medical assistance in dying? So Canada is a kind of like, it's not all rainbows and sunshine up there.
I had a buddy that lives in Canada, and he told me one day, he was like, dude, I had a freaking dislocated shoulder, and it took me 3 weeks to get in, and blah, 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 blah. And I was like, it took you 3 weeks to get in? He was like, yeah. And I was like, oh my God. I was like, you can get that shit done today in America. It's going to cost you a little more, but that's what we fucking pay for.
Yeah, you pay for not waiting.
The system is not perfect. The system is definitely screwed.
Right. It's got, insurance companies and pharmaceutical and hospital administration.
But it was just the point. Dude was like, it took me 3 weeks, and I'm like, don't your body start fucking healing up in between now and 3 weeks?
Have you seen Lethal Weapon? Ram your shit into a door. You do that shit right there. That's how you fix that. Be a man up.
I don't remember if it was a dislocated shoulder. I don't remember what it was.
Okay.
I just remember him saying blah, blah,
well, now we got our spirits up. Here's the next story. Transsexual requests euthanasia in Canada over pain from a sex change surgery.
Yikes.
This is where coffee gets you. Woke coffee gets you, maybe. A post-operation transsexual Canadian has requested that the socialized healthcare system provide an assisted suicide lethal injection in order to end long-term suffering and pain from a surgery to manufacture a neo-vagina. You know what this is. I'm sure I need to explain that. Lois Cardinal, a self-described sterilized First Nations post-op transsexual. You guys love these what do you call adjectives?
Yeah.
Has expressed immense regret over a 2009 surgery to create an imitation vagina out of inverted penis, saying that euthanasia would be preferable to the constant pain from the novel operation. In the aftermath of the surgery, it often leaves many in pain, with the resulting neo-vagina effectively being an open wound that needs to be dilated daily to prevent it from closing. This shit is gross.
Oh my God. You're gonna want to throw up.
This is the news, bro. This is what happens when we like normalize this kind of stuff. I don't even want to read this, but
don't. I don't. I never knew what that was, and now that you've read that to me, I'm what. You wish you could unlearn certain things.
Yes, that's right. Understand the scope of the culture war that we are kind of on the edges of. We're mostly like doing this. You and me are mostly like got binoculars and we're like, look at these fucking idiots. Wow.
that Michael Jackson popcorn.
Yeah, but understand the scope. If we don't, I can't do anything. You can't do anything. By God, we can get this off the screen because my beautiful little baby girl's here to see me. Oh, good morning, my darling. Why are you up? You sleepy? Yeah? All right, Deke. We got some other news. Hey, what's up? Oh, it's about 7:05. You want to talk about media and movies and stuff like that? Yeah? Well, check this out. We got some interesting news in the movies. Let me pull it up. Can you say good morning to our audience?
That's kind of interesting.
That's kind of interesting? Okay. Let's see. Here we go. I think it's this one. I mean, it's kind of early to do movie news, but I don't want to talk about pew-pews yet. So...
No,
hey there,
Dad, I really wanted to watch Barbies that year. But Mom always says no and Joe and we really want to watch Barbie.
Oh, you want to watch Barbie? Barbie is an older kids movie. It's actually maybe not even a kids movie, so maybe later. But not.
I think Mom said no, you can't.
Yeah, I'm saying no also.
Because I just saw the commercial.
I'm sure you did, because they put commercials everywhere.
I just saw a trailer, but no.
Well, that Barbie movie's not for kids.
Oh.
Yeah. So, maybe when you're older and you can drive, you can probably watch it around then.
Yeah, but it's going to take a long time.
It is going to take a long time. But you know what? One of the best things in life is waiting for stuff. That's one of the best things.
Heinz 57 taught us that.
Good morning. Can you say good morning to everybody that's watching?
Mm-hmm.
David and Richter, they're all saying good morning to you.
Morning.
Yeah. All right. Well, I'm going to have you, can you, it's not time to get up yet. You still got about half an hour. So if you don't want to sleep, you can go back to your room and read a book for a minute. Okay. Yeah.
Is it early?
It's too early. That's right. Your moon's not up. Or your sun's not up. So close the door on your way. Oh, she did it too. Oh my God.
I'm telling you, Fred, I'm telling you that right there that we witness here, that I see, that I'm witnessing diamonds.
It's so amazing.
Your diamonds. You need to and it's so awesome that we're getting it on film, because you can go back
one day
and watch this, because I don't. I used to have my daughters and my son, they would come into the radio station and it was this microphone that they would go, talking and whatnot. And then we got ransomware. Yeah. So I lost a bunch of that stuff. I only have a few recordings of them that I had backed up in other places. So it's good that you have that. That's so awesome.
Yeah. I mean, this is going to be all on, like Rumble and archives in my channel and stuff like that. So.
All right.
Okay. So we got more news. I wasn't trying to get to media yet, but I definitely had to get off of a Neo vagina before my kids saw that shit.
It was pretty gross. But that was really cool. She come in. She was wanting to watch the Barbie movie. You were having to do that. We got to watch that. That's awesome. No, that's awesome. That's what you do. She's not old enough yet.
But they're super into Barbies right now. All right, we're gonna hit.
There's other stuff that you can substitute.
Yeah. I'm not even gonna pull these up. So a couple days ago we had the Devin Archer testimony to Congress. Devin Archer went on Tucker on Twitter. Tucker Carlson has a Twitter show, and they posted an 11-minute interview. And Devin is careful not to overstep himself in the interview, but he says some interesting stuff, and he revealed that Joe Biden, who claimed to never discuss business with his son, claimed to never be involved in business with his son, claimed that he has no idea about his son's overseas business dealings, despite the fact that we have a photo of Joe Biden and Hunter Biden and Devin Archer and other overseas business partners playing golf in 2009 or 2014 or something like that. Tucker Carlson revealed that Devin Archer had actually received a thank you note from Joe Biden, from Vice President Joe Biden, while he was vice president, at because they were at some sort of a state function, and the vice president was busy talking to some other head of state and didn't have time to talk to Devin Archer personally at the thing. So we sent him a thank you note. Thank you for attending. I hope the meal was great. I hope to talk to you again soon. And which is kind of a funny thing for a vice president to send a person to whom he doesn't know or have any, relationship with.
Right.
So that was in the news. To which, according to this revelation, House Majority Whip Tom Emmer, a Republican from I think Minnesota, has now said Joe Biden clearly lied about his involvement in Hunter Biden's business dealings. So as these facts trickle out and become unavoidable facts in the history of the nation, it is maybe our representatives are nutting up a little bit and maybe finally going to do something. Probably not. Probably not. I saw an interesting. Let's see if I have it here. I don't see. I thought it was on I guess I didn't post it in here. There was a photo that I saw yesterday, and I know we talked about it yesterday. We said, "Oh, remember last week? It was Devin Archer, testified before Congress, and then the next day, Trump was charged." Well, somebody went through and looked at some other history media, and they're like, "Oh, look at this bad Hunter Biden or bad Biden story." The next day, Trump charged. Bad Biden story. Next day, Trump charged. It's like every single time Biden information comes out in the news puts Trump on the headlines because America just can't stop reading Trump headlines. So they will be like, "Oh, bad stuff. Oh, Trump. Oh, bad stuff here. Oh, that bad Trump." It's like you say, Trump's a distraction. They use him as a distraction.
He's a distraction.
So
I don't have anything, I'm not gonna. I'm not against Trump, but he is a distraction at this point. He is, and that is exactly what I mean. Somebody said that last night that I was watching. Somebody said the same thing. I was like, "See, I'm not the only one that thinks that."
Right.
They were like, "I love Trump, but at this point, he is, nothing more than a distraction, basically." They didn't say that. There was another thing that I saw who was kind of echoing something that you said yesterday when you were talking about the Trump stuff and all these Trump charges. And you said, that only makes him stronger. And on Twitter, Antoine Tucker, do you follow Antoine Tucker?
I don't know who that is. Who's that?
Okay, hang on. Let me see if I can find him here. He was talking. Is it still called? You made a good point about Twitter. Is it still called a tweet?
No. They've actually. I noticed this yesterday. It's now instead of retweet, when you hover over that button, it says repost. So I think that they are. I mean, colloquially, people will call it a tweet, but when you go to make a tweet, it no longer says tweet; it says post. And when you go to retweet, oh no, it's still, if I hover over, it still says retweet.
Okay.
But it's being changed to posting.
Find this guy, Antoine Tucker, a former gangster turned believer in God, former U.S. Senate candidate, still representing the people's interest.
Monta GA.
He's in Houston, Texas.
Ooh, right? H-Town.
So I like this guy. I found him in the algorithm stuff, but I want you to see what he says right here. Hang on. Pause this and bring this up. And I saw this pop through yesterday on some retweets, and I was like, that's exactly what JJ was saying, and he's exactly right.
I'm gonna follow you that. I want to tell you that there is nothing you can do that's going to change our support for Donald Trump. All you keep doing is turning this guy into a motherfucking immortal martyr. And we love it. So continue to do all this stupid ass illegal shit you guys are doing. Because there are people who are not telling you they're gonna vote for this man. And they'll say they're voting for Biden, but for sure as hell, we'll be voting for Donald Trump. We thank you. Thank you for all the publicity you keep giving him, because you don't want to put him on your platform so he can smoke your boots and make you look stupid and talk about the real issues. So you want to keep his name in the spotlight with these fake ass indictments. Go ahead, continue to do it. We're thankful that you're doing this shit because he's going to fucking win anyway.
Don't you love him?
I love him. I'm following him now. I'm following him. I'm gonna have to evaluate some of his stuff, and I keep lists. I use Twitter a lot. I know you don't use Twitter the same way I do, for sure. I have so Twitter. I don't know. I don't know who I'm telling this to. Twitter, you can follow people or not follow people, but you can also create lists. So you can, instead of just following them, you can say, "Oh, this jackass goes in the jackass list." So I have a list for Comicsgate artists and writers and creators. So if they have projects, I can I have a feed that's just comic books and Comicsgate stuff.
And I didn't know that.
Oh yeah, dude! I got a LawTube list, which is all the people on YouTube that you got your the names are escaping me right now, but all the LawTube guys and all the Law Tweet guys that are on Twitter. I have a list of LawTube guys, so that anytime people are talking about law stuff, I have a list of that. And yeah, it's pretty cool. So I may have to see if he goes in one of my lists, but
Okay.
All right, I'm gonna add him. Oh, and I've got a list. If you guys follow, I'm on Twitter at Twitter/Jason_JW, and you don't want to follow me. I just repost shit and it's trash. But if you check out my list, I have some public lists. One of them is high quality thinkers, which is gonna give you a narrow list of people who are influential, like in our actual like kind of thought leaders. They have a certain base, and then the people they influence everybody else. And they don't always agree, but these are people that you should, if you're going to follow Twitter and not just be looking at absolute trash and garbage, the high quality, and it's not my list, it's Scott's list, and then I add people in there sometimes. So yeah, lists are cool. I'm gonna have to see if he goes somewhere. Okay. We got a few minutes left. I'm going to cover this story. I'm going to skip the oil thing. Maybe I'll do it tomorrow.
Yeah.
Pew pew. A Fifth Circuit 3-judge panel finds the ATF pistol brace rule likely unlawful. So I'm not sure. Like, I'm not a huge gun nut, but I appreciate my Second Amendment rights, and I am aware that what the ATF likes to do is just create rules, and those rules suddenly make shit that you're constitutionally allowed to have illegal in some places.
What are they bitching about? This is because of the semi-automatic nature, and now putting a brace up against your shoulder.
So if you have a pistol and you put a brace on it that you can put it up against your shoulder, they created some rule, and I'll have to find the rule or whatever. And I think that makes it more like a rifle, which puts it under a different guidance, and now it's illegal. So when in fact, what a pistol brace will make you less likely to miss what you're aiming at. so not having I think when we talked about it a couple of days ago, I took my wife to the range or whatever, and we were shooting our handguns, and then we like rented like an AR-15 style thing, something called a honey badger. And my wife, I love that name for a rifle. My wife was using her handgun, and she wants to practice because she wants to be ready in case we have a problem. Okay. And she's gotten way better over the last year or so. And her, most of her rounds were hitting more or less what she was aiming at, but she still has pretty wide shot group and variability. And she gets frustrated, especially if she misses. So we shot our handguns and we did our practice, and then I was like, we're gonna rent this thing, and we tried out the rifle, and I gave her some basic lessons. Seat the stock in your shoulder, pull it back, and here's the sight, put it where it is. First round, bullseye, and that's what I'm talking about. It's so hard, really, to make sure a handgun is oriented, because you have only like 6 inches to orient front and back to get it aimed at the right spot. Whereas if you have
especially with iron sights and a handgun.
Yeah, but a pistol brace makes it way more stable, and it locks in that variability. It reduces that variability.
You need to get a laser sight or something for your wife to make.
Yeah, I do need to. I need to do that.
We
talked about it after. That was why I rented it. I was like, I'm gonna make my wife use this red dot, and then after that, she's gonna be like, I need a red dot.
Yeah, you do. Yeah, for her pistol, that'll make her feel a lot better about shooting.
Yeah.
I got a story for you here.
Yeah.
I come across this, and I thought, this is, huh?
Well, I was just gonna say that story was about a panel, basically invalidating the ATF making.
Yeah, I was reading that, and it was
okay. Go on.
I thought this story was an older story until I saw it again today, and I'm like,
oh yes,
this just came out like yesterday. So these Nigerian stowaways survived this 14-day trip on this ship's rudder. Can you see? Is it playing in the?
I see a video, blue screen. I don't see a video.
It's not playing the video for some reason. Okay. Anyway, there's a picture of the dudes. They rode. Yeah. That's where they rode for 14 days.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
And the guy's just sitting there side straddled. The second dude on there is not even straddled, so he's a little bit safe. He's sitting on there sideways. Can you imagine?
I think they thought they were going to Europe. They thought they were going to Europe, and they ended up going across the ocean to Brazil. They run out of food and drink on the 10th day of their trip that began on June 27th and decided to turn to what Mother Nature could offer to them.
What can you get 10, 15 feet up from the bottom of the ocean? Did they have a fishing line or something?
No. I mean, yeah. Oh, wow.
Was there a fifth Nigerian that we don't know about?
Was there? Look at that crap, dude.
That's nuts. That's crazy. This is how humans die. Easy. I'm surprised they're alive.
Both men said they fled Nigeria because of the state of its economy, political instability, and crime. Well, fuck, that sounds like the United States.
Yeah.
Its economy, political instability, and crime. Welcome to the U.S., dude.
Yeah.
All right. So
Brazil.
There you go. Isn't it crazy?
That's nuts. That is crazy. And you know what? I thought the same thing. When I saw that, I was like, isn't this an old story? Haven't we seen this? I think we saw this last year. The same sort of thing. Like even the picture, I was like, that looks familiar. I've seen people do that before.
I've got a couple of hidden stories if you don't have anything else.
Well, I do have some media stuff. So I want to talk about the news things for just a second.
Okay.
So we've been talking about the Sound of Freedom and movies that have been out lately. You got Sound of Freedom. You got your Mission Impossible. You got a Barbie and Oppenheimer. It's no surprise that Barbie's doing well and Oppenheimer's doing well. But it is a little bit shocking to me that is it listed here? It is. Check this out. Sound of Freedom this last weekend is number 3. Or I'm sorry, number 4. It's number 4. Last week it was number 3. And Mission Impossible: Dead Reckoning is number 5. Last week it was number 4. Sound of Freedom once again took in more revenue than Mission Impossible: Dead Reckoning. And in domestic sales, Sound of Freedom, which has only been out 1 week more, remains $10 million ahead in net gross, domestic gross, which means Sound of Freedom is just blowing up. Or maybe Mission Impossible: Dead Reckoning is not performing as well as expected. Now, overseas, Sound of Freedom doesn't have any appeal, and international sales of Mission Impossible are keeping that thing. It's going to be profitable, of course. But domestically, in the United States of America, Sound of Freedom is outperforming Mission Impossible in every way, which is pretty awesome. And there was something else I wanted to say about that. Oh, you know what? Something occurred to me yesterday on the drive in to the office. Because yesterday you were like, we talked about time travel movies, right?
Yeah.
And I was listening to somebody else, and they reminded me of a movie that I love. And I thought, oh, wouldn't it be interesting to put the test to Deacon? To Deacon, you must weigh how much you love time travel movies against how much you hate Tom Cruise. Because Tom Cruise has got one of the best time travel movies that's ever been made called Edge of Tomorrow. Have you ever seen Edge of Tomorrow?
No.
Edge of Tomorrow, or as it was known before it was adapted, I think it was Live, Die, Repeat, is one of the best time travel movies that's ever been made. I'm going to give you a little...
Bill Paxton, Brendan Gleeson... I maybe I might watch it.
Edge of Tomorrow. It's so good. It had what's her name? Emily Blunt. She's fantastic. So the premise is Tom Cruise is a military media guy, and he pisses somebody off, and they send him to the front lines in this war against aliens.
I'll watch it. You don't have to explain.
All right. All right, we'll talk about it. You guys chat, remind us, and we'll talk about it soon. And everybody else watch it too, and we can all just chat about it because I love this movie. It's really good. Okay, all right. What else do you have? We got a couple minutes left.
Oh, I've got some hidden stories here.
Surprises.
This one is this is a story that no, we won't get into that one. That's an AI story. We'll get into that. Here's one for you. I'll put this in on our Discord server. You can get our Discord server wherever the little thing is. Let me pull this up. Get Tom Cruise crap off my.
Yeah, I'm so curious.
Supposedly, scientists have developed this vaccine against Lyme disease, but here's the kicker: the vaccine is for ticks. So the ticks that carry this Lyme disease, there's a vaccine that will kill the Lyme disease in the ticks. So the ticks will stop spreading the Lyme disease. Does that make sense?
Oh, are we supposed to? Are humans supposed to get the vaccine and then get bit by ticks and get it to the ticks? How are we supposed to get it to the ticks?
So let me read this for you. This research in France, they found a way to use a harmless bacteria as sort of a Trojan horse to stimulate the production of antibodies that interact with the microbiota of the tick, preventing the tick from being colonized by the bacteria that caused the Lyme disease. I don't know about that question. In the study, the authors describe how the new vaccine prevents the ticks from being a home to the disease-causing bacteria. Mice that were injected with the vaccine were found to cause their ticks to be protected against the colonization of Borrelia bacteria, but it did not stop the mouse from experiencing the symptoms of the disease. So, yeah, I guess we're supposed to get the vaccine to get the disease against Lyme disease. I think a lot of people in the United States have Lyme disease. I think in 150 years, they're going to go back and be like, oh yeah, Lyme disease. We used to have 50 names for it. We used to call that this and this and this and this and this and this and this. And we all figured out that that's all from one disease. Just do a little bit of research into the Lyme disease. That little bacteria is like a little spiral. So if you had Lyme disease and I had Lyme disease and your wife had Lyme disease, it might affect your wife's bones, your muscles, and my freaking, skin, blood. It might. So that's why everybody's like, oh, well, Andy, you got this disease and JJ's got this disease and his wife's got this disease. And we're calling them all something different when it's all the same thing. We just haven't advanced far enough to realize that, oh, this is all caused by the same thing. Lyme disease. Lyme disease is terrible.
I'm so optimistic. I hope you're right. I hope that in 150 years we solve this stuff. But I'm worried that in the next 30 years,
Lyme disease. I think 80% of the people in America have Lyme disease. Absolutely. I think you probably have it. Absolutely.
What?
Yes.
Lyme disease? Why would I have Lyme disease?
I'm
not even sure what it is.
I think everybody's got it.
What are the symptoms of Lyme disease?
Anything. That's what I'm getting to you. Anything.
Is it mental illness?
No, it could be different for you than me. We could both have Lyme disease, and you could be like, man, I've got hurting bones, and the doctor said I got this, and blah, blah, blah. Well, you don't have that. It's Lyme disease. And the doctor says, I've got this muscle problem and blah, blah, blah. Well, no, it's because the Lyme disease attacked my muscles and it attacked your blood. It's just using it as an example. That's why it's so hard to detect right now. This is my stupid, uneducated, moronic.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. We don't know what we're talking about.
I'm a moron. Don't listen to me. I'm a moron.
You're saying 150 years, and I'm thinking, yeah, but in like 20 years, we're gonna have all the doctors are gonna be confused about what boys and girls are. So I don't know how we get.
Doctors are confused about what boys and girls are right now.
Yes. How do we get?
The only other story I had. The other story I had, I saved. I was just going to ask you because I knew you like to live. You used to live. You were in South Korea for a while.
Yeah.
And the story I had was this. It was a pretty interesting story. What'd you say? What'd you call my mom? What'd you call my mama?
안녕하세요.
Say it again, bitch. Sorry, I'm not going to pull up this story, but it's basically the dog meat trade faces growing criticism in South Korea. But they're trying to ban the dog meat trade, but South Koreans, like old school South Koreans, are very.
In my entire time in South Korea, I saw 2 dogs, and one of those motherfuckers was running for his life. It's considered a delicacy, or it was then. So, yeah.
That article was hard because they were talking to this farmer
Yeah.
at a dog farm, and I was like, and it was hard for me to get through, man. It was hard for me to get through. All right, so join our Discord. I'm not going to post that story. You can go find that shit on your own.
We've seen some disgusting stuff this morning. So, all right, we're about to do jokes, ladies and gentlemen. If you haven't already, like and subscribe. And I know if you're subscribed, I so appreciate it. There's also the word like in there. So there's a like button and you can like the video.
You
like and subscribe.
You don't have to like us, but we want you to like the video.
Yeah, just hit the button. It doesn't have to be sincere. We don't care about that.
Did you know, JJ, that God originally created gravity as a prank? But then everybody fell for it, though.
Oh, dang. That is a lot better than what I've got for you. Have you ever wondered why it is so windy at the concerts? Windy at concerts?
No.
It's all the fans. See, I told you yours was better. I told you it was better. All right. Well, that's all we got this morning.
Listening to you telling jokes is like me trying to change my muffler on my car. It's exhausting.
It's not getting better than that, folks. Thanks for watching. We'll be back tomorrow.